What is the Earth Prize? You can use this QR code if you would like, but we are the world's largest environmental competition for young people aged 13 to 19. We are more than a competition, we are also community, so we are trying to do what we can to make sure that as many young people as possible feel like innovators for the planet. So I invite you to check that out. Next slide. And in addition to that, we're super excited to have just launched our Educators Hub. So I'm going to put a link in the chat box if you'd like to check that out. That way you can learn a little bit about what it is and what it does. For instance, our Innovator Spotlight series is a part of this Educator Hub. In addition to that, we're doing a lot with the future of work and how that relates to helping the planet, in addition to a new Action Academy in which we launch 4 different challenges every semester to provide a way for kids to do something. Because a lot of kids have told us they really, really want to be involved and take action, and this can be a great starting point for them. But with that said, and without further ado, I welcome Edd Moore. He is a fabulous teacher and author of a new book. And he is going to go ahead and tell us more about what he does and all the incredible ideas he has to engage young people to take action for the planet. Edd, it's up. You're on.
Cool. Thanks, Michelle. Hello, everybody. My name's Edd Moore, also known as Eco Edd, and I have this freelance business where I bring climate action into the heart of learning, working with schools, multi-academy trusts, international schools, organisations, businesses, working on curriculums, workshops, and also resources. But it all started in the garden for me, right back sort of 13, 14 years now. Children didn't know where their food was coming from. And the school I was working at didn't have a school garden. So I spent my summer holiday building a school garden, roped in a few mates to do a bit of wheelbarrowing. And hey presto, here's the garden. And through the garden, that was used for many different things, from growing food by the seasons, relating it to air miles, choosing fruits and vegetables from around the world and making a dish that they enjoyed, inviting the community in to share those dishes as well. And it also got children and adults to understand where food was coming from different parts of the world, different continents, related really well with geography and literacy, maths. You name it, it was all integrated. So it was a good sort of stepping stone, good starting point, and also doing a traditional village show, which is quite common here in the UK. And it just really went from there, really. Built another garden, top right-hand corner, designed and built another garden, which is much larger, which became a bit of a community garden. And we had children who were then making their own products, making jams, chutneys, making cordials, making their own juices. We had our own little farmers market sort of once a month, which classes were put in charge of to sort of run across the school and across the community. So everybody had a go throughout the school year. But for me, it's really important for me that I lead the way. And I think it's really important that teachers and staff lead the way too, and they set the example. Because if you set the example, people will follow. And here I'm here with Dharma from a guy that I met in Bali when I was at Green School Bali, and he helped me build an electric bicycle, which was recharged off a solar panel, and people started following me. 5 kids and adults, 10 kids and adults, 20 kids and adults, then went up to 50. I had my own little like bike bus going on without me even realizing it, because I was showing the way of how to get around. I cycled 5,000 miles. I don't know, not sure about what's that in kilometers, test my maths, but yeah, cycled 5,000 miles around Bali in 12 months, which is pretty awesome. But I also think making children and making young people the leaders, making them show the way. It's really difficult to say no to a child, but they need to be instructing everybody where they want their vision to be going, where they want their project to be going. And yeah, then you're just there to be a mentor. You're there to mentor them, to coach them, to get to the next point as and when they need it. And here's some great examples of what you can be doing, talking to businesses in the top right hand corner, collaborating with schools in the bottom right, getting on national TV, doing national campaigns, which get you to go into your local MP or your government representative, going out into community and showcasing what you're doing, because people are interested in what you're doing and they want to support you. So, and yeah, top left hand corner is King Charles. I had a great opportunity of meeting him in the community. As we got the whole community making these bags, these boomerang bags, which came back after people had finished doing their shopping. They could bring their bag back into all these stores that we had scattered around the town, and we had so many people taking part within those communities, from elderly to church communities, you name it. Everybody was taking part, and yeah, it was a great way to galvanise a community, get everybody involved. And here's just another quick example of who you can involve, from staff to PTA to local businesses, charities, neighbours. This whole list there that you can get everybody involved. And so I think it's really important that everybody works together to achieve the common goal. And if you can inspire people to join you, it makes life so much more easier, rather than you just trying to fly that flag yourself and you don't get as much done. And here's just another example of volunteers, and another garden, a third garden I designed and made, and that was off. Yeah, the third garden was off a really small budget, with reclaimed wood and things that I found around, and donations of stone and things. But yeah, my book is 100 ideas for primary school teachers, greener school. It has tried and tested ideas. It has a foreword by Dr. Jane Goodall, who I did lots of close work with, and her legacy will live on. And then all these great people, from Will McCullum, who's the CEO of Greenpeace UK, to bird girl Maya Rose Craig, who's seen over half the species of birds, and she's still only 23. To Lord Jim Knight, who's chair of STEM learning in the UK, and Kids Against Plastic, who started their campaigns when they were 10 to 12 years old, and they're still going now. I think they're 20 and 22. But my book is supported by the UK government and eco schools across 101 countries. And it's there to support teachers and anybody, really. It's not just primary schools, it's secondary as well, scouts, guides, you name it. It's everybody. Everybody can take something from my book, to help them to help reduce their carbon footprint. And I've got 8 ideas for you, which I'm going to share, which you can find on the document when it's put up, by your foundation, Michelle. So number 1 is biodiversity, doing nature journaling. It's really cool. And there's a really good guy called John Manure Law. He does nature journaling. It's all free on his website, and there's so many step-by-steps that you can follow, and he's got so many great top tips, and all his resources are free, so definitely worth checking out. And this is one of them. I think it's really cool. It really helps children to understand what they need to be doing when nature journaling. Just gives them some prompts to think about as they're out and about, and they can have that in the back of their books. Number 2 is a story called The Secret Sky Garden. Really has a hook in to inspire children to make their own wildflower meadow. So funny. She sees this huge car park, and she turns it into a wildflower meadow, and then this boy flies over in a plane and sees it, and they become best of friends. And that's what I did. My class wanted my year 1 class, they wanted to make their own wildflower meadow. We realised that around the corner there were buttercups, and we picked the seeds from buttercups. And there's lots of seeds going out there for free that you can pick from other wildflowers. Why buy them if you can just go out and go and pick them? But make sure you pick them responsibly. That's very important. And yeah, scatter them on a bare piece of land that we asked our local council if we could have, and they were just open arms, to be honest with you, because it looked a bit bare and horrible. And then yeah, we made this beautiful wildflower meadow in the top right hand corner, and that's what it did look like in the top left. But then the class I had, sadly, they had me for another year. So we had to take the learning further, and we made an information board, and the pupils became experts in identifying the flowers and the trees, and they set up their own little tour of the meadow, tour of the Damer's meadow, and they took all these adults around, and they got donations of money which went back into the school's environmental projects. No mow May, which is quite popular in England. You don't mow for the whole entire month of May, and some people have even taken it even further, where they don't mow for like 4 or 5 months. It really encourages biodiversity. Number 3 is the 8 Rs. We need to be telling everybody to do more things before the recycling. One idea that we did was we came up with a repair shop in Green School Barley, and we fixed like Game Boys and washing machines and TVs and things. And there's a really good company called Team Repair. They deliver all over the world, and they send you things that are broken, and then a whole a teacher guide of how to fix it that you can teach with your children, which is really awesome. And it's really cheap as well. It's really affordable for schools. And now they've got like an adult pack too. So yeah, definitely worth checking them out. They're based in London, and they're really nice people. Number 4 is natural dyes, making your own natural dyes, using the nature to make your own paints and things, and making your own dyes for like t-shirts. So we found some t-shirts at school, and we repurposed them, and the children made their own dyes from like mango plants that they extracted the color from, which is pretty cool. We made our own cleaning products, which we sold and we made a bit of money for, using coconut oil and bicarbonate soda. Same for beeswax wraps, Waxtastic No Plastic, which we won a national award for. We raised £5,000, and the money went into a nature area in the school. But yeah, children selling, entrepreneurship, great skills, and children learning how to sell as well, not standing behind a table, but going out and selling. And got the estate agents and car sales people to come in and give some top tips of how to sell. So that was good. Dr. Bike number 7, getting your local bike shop in to help service bikes to make sure they're all safe to ride, and giving some top tips, and even showing and coaching children how to fix their bikes, and like top tips from them as a workshop, which was really, really good. I learned lots about how to fix bike too, so that's really good. And number 8, a bike bus. It's been huge in America last year. This guy here was a PE teacher. He even had Justin Timberlake this time last year, joining his bike bus. He gets like 150 parents and kids cycling to school every day. He's managed to give up his job now, and that's what he solely does. And check out bikebus.world. He's got some great top tips of how to set up your own sort of thing. But yeah, he has bubbles coming out and music like loud, and yeah, it's all like fun. He's a bit of a character too. But for me, curriculum is all about inquiry-based learning, having an inquiry question, which then links in through all your subjects, makes it very practical, makes it personable, makes children are learning something for the reason they're making an impact. So some examples is it worth saving the natural wonders of the world? Looking at that, and then we looked at the natural wonders that the children felt were within where they lived, and they felt that actually perhaps every area within the world, every town, every city should have should have 5 natural wonders that they should look after. So they wrote to their MP to argue that this was a great idea. How biodiversity in natural environment, looking at ponds and rivers and habitats. Great practical way. And yeah, this is from Green School Barley. We had a massive mud pit, and children just loved just like paddling around and seeing what they could find. Also, what can we learn from circles and patterns in nature? Is always a great one. What can you see around you? Good observations outside and getting out into nature. Again, what can we reuse things in our school? But a great resource is Buy My Book. It's got 100 ideas, all tried and tested. supported by a legend herself, Dr. Jane Goodall, and so many other people that I highly recommend. Obviously, I'm a bit biased maybe, but there's so much more things in there. There's things to take it further. There's lots of resources you can use too, and you can get me on all my LinkedIn page, my Facebook, my Instagram, yeah, and my website too. Better not forget that.